Hai, Assalamualaikum Cik Nurin.
Waalaikumsalam.
Uh, saya Ammar. So ni dua orang group member saya, Hanif dengan Haziq. So
Okay.
so kita buat fast and sharp lah
Okay, jap. Sebelum tu macam saya nak minta maaf dulu sebab I cannot open my camera because the environment macam tak suitable lah. Macam tak proper lah kan for this interview. So I really sorry lah for this mistake.
tak apa.
Boleh?
Boleh.
Alright. Thank you.
So total kita ada 11 soalan je.
Okay, boleh.
Alright.
Ah.
Tapi sebelum kita start, boleh Cik Nurin perkenalkan diri sikit tak?
Perkenalkan diri je
Sikit je.
Okay. Boleh. So, my name is Nurin Balkis binti Muhammad Izzuddin and I came from Perak. I dah kerja dengan Center Solution Technology dekat Melaka like macam almost 5 years. I graduate in 2016. I sebenarnya study dekat UiTM. Korang daripada UPNM, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I dah kerja dengan center like 5 years as software engineer.
Alright. So we go to the first question.
Boleh.
The first question, what method is the most important one in developing a software?
So like in my opinion, I think the empowered agile method tau. It is because like it goods in planning, learning, improvement, team collaborations, and it's also like good in early delivery in every development project.
Okay. The second is, what are the criteria or requirement you look into before coming to a conclusion to develop a software?
So we need to know the key to the business problem. And of course, we need to understand the requirement that need to implement to solve the current issue. Then I think we also need to know how the workflow of the business. For example, like macam kita kena tahu dengan siapa kita bekerja and what is the feature that we need to develop to improve that their work. Macam tu.
Okay. The third is, how do you and your team set the cost and the budget before getting started with the project? And how is it possible for the overall project development to exceed the budget?
Okay. So kalau cakap macam pasal cost and budget ni, so of course lah kita kena like planning is the most important in every single project development kan. And then we need to plan the timeline, and then like macam which is that months, hour needed, tools and the server that we need to be used and much more. It is like possible for the overall project development to exceed the budget if the project exceeds the date of the project timeline. So of course it will affect the budget cost and cost manpower and man hours working need to be added like that.
Next is, can you shed some light on how the task is being distributed in the project development team and who contribute the most perhaps?
So in every project needs to give a good attention and distribute the task to every project team, I guess. And every team member should know the rules and their credibility. So in developments of any software system, So mestilah dia punya software developer tu is the most important person lah to contribute to the project.
Alright. The fifth question, what project management tools does your company use and how effective is it?
So in my job scope, dekat a center, I use Kanban tools. Macam Kanban tools ni actually to manage the project progress and to make sure the progress is aligned with the project timeline. So maksudnya I tak adalah macam nak terkejar-kejar masa apa semua. So kerja I macam on time lah. Macam tu.
Faham. Okay, Cik Nurin okay lagi
Kita rehat 5 minit boleh?
5 minit.
Okay.
Boleh.
Boleh Cik Nurin. Boleh minum air dulu ke?
A few minutes later.
Tak
So
apa.
boleh proceed untuk soalan seterusnya Cik Nuri.
Boleh.
Okay, the next question is, what is the basic component, both familiar and simple to use, around which we can build a comprehensive system?
Okay, so sebenarnya dia ada banyak components yang boleh kita guna untuk build a comprehensive system tau. So macam in my department lah, we use Microsoft Codes for writing the platform and my SQL for the database. Yeah.
So next, what language does your company often use and what is the easiest one to start with?
Okay, the language that we use mainly is PHP and JavaScript. It is in my opinion lah, I rasa macam PHP and JavaScript ni very useful for beginner to start. Macam very easy lah. Macam korang pun macam study pun guna Java kan. So macam Java ni memang okay untuk beginner lah.
Okay. So my next question is, how do you manage your time to thinking, plotting, and then developing the software, and which phase do you spend most time in?
Sebenarnya benda ni macam dia based on the developer experience itself. So the more project that the person involved, the more gain knowledge in way of thinking and plot the development plan lah. It also affects the time taken and the phase the most I spend in is of course the structure, the bone of the system, because like the bone of the system is very susah to buat, and if it's successful to develop pun macam the other feature system will be easy to create macam tu. So maksudnya bone system tu macam the first thing lah we kena buat dulu baru benda lain boleh kita buat macam tu.
Next question will come from me. So my question is, macam mana Cik Nurin manage your time and tak stress ke dengan the developing things?
Okay, so macam mana I manage my time tu sebab macam sekarang pun I tak ada commitment lain except for my job, and then macam daripada I zaman study pun memang like I minat benda ni, I minat this course. So macam I put this job as software engineer ni macam I punya priority lah. So everything like macam I put it as my first thing baru I buat benda lain. So kalau macam you tanya is it stressful? So of course lah is it stressful sebab macam sometimes there is like any limited development time or less manpower to face, but if we give a good time management to ourselves, it can be solved easily. So it's all about yourself lah. You minat, you boleh buat macam tu.
Kalau tak minat macam mana?
Kalau tak minat, kita kena cari minat lah. That's why that's why ada macam perkata pepatah yang kata tak kenal maka tak cinta, right? So kita kena like kenal benda tu betul-betul lah. There's nothing possible in this world. Macam tu. Korang kena tahu apa kerja korang, apa yang kenapa kalau like macam korang tak minat pun korang ada dekat this pathway pun macam itu your rezeki. So you kena habiskan lah macam tu. Anggap itu your rezeki macam tu.
Okay. Kita boleh proceed ke next question
Boleh.
Okay. So my next question is, how do you assure the software quality, and how does your quality control process look like? Cik Nurin pakai any specific tools to test the result?
Okay. So macam every software development needs to going through the testing phase before the software application going to live kan. Korang pun tahu benda ni kan. So macam benda sebelum kita nak going to live tu, kita akan pergi ke satu fasa ni. And then this phase is called quality assurance team. And then apa fasa ni buat? So this phase is actually need to taking part to make sure there have no bugs and there have no error in the applications, and must make sure the workflow of the applications macam smooth je. And then the software yang awak tanya tu, so macam kita orang guna UAT, user acceptance test. And then UAT ni is very important tau. Sebab dia macam involving the user to testing the application to make sure the user experience the quality of the system application achieve the requirement. So macam Nurin guna UAT lah.
Okay, for my next question is, apa yang Cik Nurin consider when you writing the database server, and berapa kerap you have to monitor the database untuk avoid the failure and flaws?
Okay, so in writing database, we need to make sure and understand the data element and the data value to organize. So macam we need to create and use common lookup tables for every database, and then to develop for make sure other team members understand how we organize it. So macam team work tu penting lah kalau macam nak buat kerja macam ni.
Teamwork.
Kita macam kena selalu communicate lah. Kalau macam ada failure ke, ada flow ke, kita kena macam selalu cakap lah. Macam selalu communicate dengan kita punya team. Macam tu.
Itu saja kan soalan kita?
Tu je yang tulis kat sini.
Oh, itu saja.
Okay.
Buat soalan Cik Nurin.
Tu je lah. Okay. Terima kasih Cik Nurin untuk masa dan peluang ni.